My question is based on this quote from the Prophet. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. Can you please explain what is meant by life's longing for itself? We talked of Prakriti. Why is Prakriti doing what it has been since the beginning of time? Darwin told you how evolution proceeds. So one divides into many by way of procreation, and these many are all slightly different from each other. Being slightly different from each other, they differ from each other in terms of their potential for survival. The one amongst these who has the greatest potential for survival then gets selected by evolution. He survives and the others get eliminated. So his genes get carried forward, and those genes that were not very suitable for survival get eliminated. And again this one that gets carried forward multiplies, and the same cycle repeats. What is Prakriti doing? Prakriti is constantly choosing the one who can survive the longest. This is what you call as the survival of the fittest. If you can survive the longest, for whatever reason, you might be strong, you might be intellectually more capable, then Prakriti favors you. The weakling slowly disappears. What is Prakriti doing? She is buying time. She wants length for you. She wants length of time for herself. What is she hoping? She is hoping that length in time will give her something absolutely godly. She is hoping that evolution would ultimately result in the Superman, as Nietzsche said. Since every next generation would be better than the previous generation due to evolutionary selection. So ultimately, the amoeba would become the chimpanzee, which would then become man, which would then become Superman. And the Superman is Prakriti's conception of
God,
the ultimate God. Prakriti is looking to reach God through time. And obviously she is foolish. This isn't happening. This cannot happen. But she has her own ways. She's trying, and trying really hard. This is what is meant, Hema, when Khalil Gibran talks of life's longing for itself. When he says life's longing for itself, then life here is Prakriti, itself is God. Prakriti is longing for God and therefore producing kids after kids after kids. Her plan is to ultimately produce the perfect kid. That's what her plan is. Every generation of kids is more refined than the previous one. So ultimately, one day, the God kid will be born. That's her plan. Believe me, this plan is not going to work. But she is very insistent. After all, she is, Prakriti. She thinks this plan would work, and she is getting some initial success at least. Didn't ape become the a better ape called super ape man? So if you would argue with her, she'll say, listen, son, don't you believe that you are better than the monkeys? And in your vanity you would say, of course I am. She would then say, that's proof that my plan is succeeding. The monkey has turned into Shubhankar, and Shubhankar is very sure that Shubhankar is better than the monkey. So Prakriti believes that her plan is succeeding. But if you look at Shubhankar closely, you would realize that her plan is absolutely failing. Honestly, is the plan succeeding? No. Huh? Life's longing for itself. Whenever you want the ultimate, using methods, using time, you are committing the same mistake that Prakriti is committing. And that is why I have never been a fan of methods in the domain of spirituality. If your methods are to succeed, then Prakriti's methods
would eventually succeed.
Should have succeeded by now. Her method started with time. At t is equal to 0, her method started. And even till now, her methods have not succeeded. Since billions of years, she is trying out her method and it's failing. How will your method succeed in 20 years? Or in 2 years? Now see what Gibran is saying. Your children are not your children. They are Prakriti's children. Why are you unnecessarily throwing a claim upon them? You didn't give birth to them. Your hormones did. They are Prakriti's kids. And had you been dehormoned, those kids wouldn't have been born. Had you been deconditioned, those kids wouldn't have been born. They are not your kids at all. They are sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. You may house their bodies, but not their souls. For their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. So their bodies come from Prakriti, not from you. And their essence comes from him, not from you. Now whom are you calling as my baby? The baby's body is Prakriti's. And the baby's essence is God's. Who are you? Unnecessarily encroaching upon others' stuff. This quotation needs to be put in bold and font size 2000. Upon every maternity home. Your children are not your children. All nuptials should begin with this. Your children are not your children. Schools, school buses should all carry this. As a loud declaration. Your children are not your children. If you look at the old texts, many of them, they would say, this body, why are you so much in awe of it? Why are you so identified with it? Why are you so obsessed? This body is nothing but the dirty excreta of your mother and father. Dirty excreta. Is it just a coincidence that the organs of reproduction are so very close to sometimes in neighborhood of and sometimes the same as the organs of excretion? Is it a mere coincidence that the organs of excretion and the organs of reproduction are found together? The ancients tried to tell this to you. Just as you excrete, similarly you produce kids. Have you seen the name that the bunch of a rabbit's kids is given? It is called a litter. What is it called? Litter. Do you know what littering means? Dirtying. It's called a litter. So just as a rabbit would litter her droppings here and there, similarly one day you find that she has littered babies here and there. It is Prakriti. It is the usual process of the body. Just as you excrete, just as you release intestinal air. Similarly, you release bodily fluids and other things as well. You are not really the doer of all this. When you fart, how much doership do you want to claim? It just happened, didn't it? You may have tried to, at the last moment, postpone it or conceal it. But it just happened. And so Khalil Gibran says, your children are not your children. Your fart is not your fart. It just happened. Like the monthly periods of a woman. Just happens. You don't do it, it happens. Or the nightfall that a young man experiences. You don't do it. It happens. Prakriti. Your children are not your children. That spoiled bedsheet is not your doing. It just happened. Sometimes the thing is found on a bedsheet, sometimes it is found in somebody's uterus. It's just the same, it happens. The kids are a product of life's longing for itself. Prakriti is trying its silly ways. And in trying her silly ways, she uses the brain of man. Because the brain of man is nothing but Prakriti. We live in the grand illusion that the intellect is something beyond Prakriti. It is not. Everything that you do with your intellect, in a very rudimentary form, animals too do that. You use intellect to create great buildings. Animals use their primitive intellect to make houses for themselves. Look at birds. What are they making? Nests. Prakriti. A nest is Prakriti. The best of your buildings, therefore, is Prakriti. You use your intellect to make weapons. Many animals are known to sharpen their claws before they enter into a fight. They too are building their weapons. The sharpened claws or teeth of a fighter animal are Prakriti. Your intercontinental ballistic missiles, therefore, too are Prakriti. But you think of them as something beyond the jungle. No, they are not beyond the jungle. They too are just the jungle. So yesterday I was reading that the male snake chases the female snake following her scent. Following her scent, the trail of her odor. Snakes can't really see much. They can't even hear much. So the deodorant that you use is Prakriti. And the purpose too is Prakritic. The odor of the female is used to lure the male snake. And a similar purpose is served by all the scents, perfumes and deodorants and But you do not look at an expensive bottle of perfume and think of the jungle. That expensive bottle of perfume is nothing but the jungle.